I'm Kevin, and this is Coda, my dog, my doodle. Today I'm with our cargo camper, which is what we affectionately call the rescue wagon. It's a 5x8 cargo conversion camper that we use to try to get out into places that are off the beaten path. And what we're looking at today is our shower. Now, there's other videos that you can see our outdoor shower and how it works, and it actually works pretty well. However, there is one part that my wife really just hates, and that's the way this pump works. It's a non-self-priming pump, so you have to prime it, and then you have to shut it off and on during use, and it's just not safe. It's not easy to use. It's quite a rigmarole to set up. So today we are going to remove this pump and re-engineer some things and put a different style pump in that's going to be safer, easier to use, and just allow us to have a much better experience. For the tools and items used in this video, you can actually go to our website, which is www.befreebenson.com, and you can find some step-by-step instructions there, links to all of the items that are used, so that you can, if there's an item that you would like to get, you can check on that. So I purchased an RV-style water pump off of Amazon, which is self-priming, and it shuts off at a certain pressure and then kicks on when the pressure drops. And what I'm going to do is basically install that into what we have, and so we're going to have to do a little re-engineering with that. I think this is going to be a lot safer way to use the shower, so we don't have to worry about plugging in and unplugging the pump as we go along. Some of the tools that we're going to need today are going to be a drill/driver, something to cut the PEX with, a PEX crimping tool, and I'm using also some shark bite connectors for the ends that I'm going to use, and you'll kind of see as we go along how I'm going to try to engineer this to be so that the actual fittings are permanently in place with a hole drilled in our case here. One of the places we really like to use a shower is when we're at the ocean, and you can see some of the corrosion that happens here because of the salty air. You can't really rinse off an electric pump very easy, so this one, the new pump, is going to be sealed, so I think I'll be able to kind of clean this area out a little bit better each time when we're done. So our first step to get started today is we're going to remove this box, and then we're going to remove the old pump. We're going to get everything cleaned up, and then we're going to start seeing how we're going to lay this out and start the engineering process of getting the new pump put in. So I've got another case inside. I thought these were both the same size. Obviously the one inside's a little bigger. So we're going to not use this case, and we are going to go lay this out, and I'll bring it out here so you can see what I'm doing. What I'm going to do now is I am going to mark where I want to put this in. I put some big long screws into that. So then what I'm going to do is hold it up here, make my marks so I can drill my holes. They don't have to be exact, but I want to have them very close. So right now what I'm going to do is have my lovely assistant hold this in place while I mark where I want them. I lined up the first two holes, and I've got those marked, so I'm going to go ahead and drill those. I ended up putting a little bit of pencil lead on the tips of the screws so I could see where it lined up, and I'm going to get these first two drilled in. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure down for these other two holes. So I'm going to measure down from the center to the center is 5.5. Alright, so those look like they're pretty darn close. So the next piece now, what I have to figure out is, and probably what I'm going to do, because there are studs that go down on this same line, I'm going to extrapolate two more holes down at the bottom here as well, because this is also a little bit bigger case than this other one was. So now the idea is to figure out how we're going to get this pump in here. What we want to do is have enough room to be able to screw our screws in to where they go, so I should have plenty there. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark where I want to mount my pump. Now I need to make sure I'm equal distance from the top and the bottom here. I think that looks pretty close to straight. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this awl to push down through and make a mark where I'm going to drill some pilot holes for these. The next thing we need to do is figure out where we want our holes to come through right here, centered. So what I'm going to do is take the pump and just basically slide it down, making sure I'm staying in that line. And then using my pencil to go around this area that I'm going to need to make that work. Now I'm going to line this same thing up on the same line. And this doesn't have to be exact, but you want it to be close. So then we're going to make a mark on this wall. So now that I've got these marked, I'm going to put a pilot hole in the very center of where I want it to be. On both sides. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make that hole large enough for the end of my hose connection to be able to fit through. So that's about 1 inch. I'm using flat bit here to open it up to 1 inch. I'm just going to go slow. Even though this isn't hot and cold, I'm going to use blue for my incoming line. So when I open it up, I always remember that blue's the incoming line, even though it's got the filter. And then I'm going to use the red pipe to go out to where we're going. So what I need to do now is do a measurement of the pipe where it will basically connect to my connection. With the 1 inch bit, I've got to just bore that out just a little extra to be able to fit this through. What I'm going to do now is measure the distance that I want. I'm going to put this right where I want it to be. Then I'm going to measure just how long of a piece I need. So we are looking at approximately a 2.5 inch piece for this side. And on this side, yeah, we're going to be running in, we're not going to be able to do it on this side. We're going to be, we might have to move our marks. I didn't think about that. I'm going to have to, when I set my original mounting area, the problem was I didn't give myself enough room here. So I'm going to have to move my screw holes over just a little bit. And I'll have to put an additional hole where I can actually screw into the stud up here. So a little bit of calculation error right there. So what I'm going to do now is measure these now that I'm taking into account for that. That's why I drill small pilot holes. Of course, we'll have butyl tape, and it doesn't have to be watertight anyway, but this case just protects it from the weather and just going down the road.
Or getting stolen.
Or getting stolen, yeah. So the next step is we're going to put this pump in place inside and get it secured, not completely, but tentatively in the case here. So we're going to push those screws down, up through. Okay, so now I'm going to put in 2 more. All right, so next thing we need to do is connect our PEX pipe to our little nipple here. So what we're going to do is we're going to put that on. It needs to be 1 3/4 long total. So I'm going to put it on first so I have enough to grab onto. Then I'm going to cut it for the connection to the shark bite fitting. So first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and try to get this. Okay, so I've got a PEX crimp tool and my crimper on there. And when you get it on there, you gotta, these things aren't necessarily easy to squeeze, but you gotta squeeze it so it seals it around there. They're not hideous, but they take a little bit of force. That's crimped on there. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut it to the 1 3/4 inch that we had planned on. I'm going to make sure, just going to double check that measurement, make sure we're going to be good. It actually looks pretty close. So on this top one, even though this is a self-priming pump, I really want to have the ability to have water coming in from somewhere, but then where I could actually dump some additional water in. So what I've done is I have put a splitter on here that I connected through, which actually seals this up, which is kind of nice. I might do the same thing with the bottom too. I had bought some mastic to put around to seal up around, but I kind of like the way this works with this rubber ring really well. But what I'm going to do is that way, if I need to prime this pump, I can actually put a little water in through there as it's going, so it can create the suction, and then I can shut those off when we're not using it. So for this next part here, what I'm going to do is probably do the same thing with, once we connect the bottom on there, just get a single connector that we can have the water going to. And on this pump, on this one, I'm going to use the red line instead of the blue line. When you're using your crimping tool and your PEX, it's always better to put it on ahead of time before you put the piece in. I didn't on the last one, then I had to fiddle with it to get it to go on there better. And this is not easy necessarily getting this to go either. So to make this easier, I'm trying to just get this a little bit warm. With the heat gun, I'm not going to get it hot, I'm just going to get it warm. Alright, we're going to crimp our PEX on now. Okay, now what we're going to do, make sure we give ourselves just enough to get it to where we can put an end on there with a rubber connector. Okay, so we're going to cut this off to connect it to our shark bite fitting. Alright, now that I've got that in there, kind of had to finagle it in a little bit, I'm going to tighten down my pump to actually secure it into the box with a wrench. On these boxes, they've got these little metal things for where you put the your locks. I like to pop these off because they rust. And when we go to the Outer Banks, first thing they're going to do is rust. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on the back here. I'm going to put butyl tape over the screws that I have that are coming through, so they'll stay sealed. And then I'm going to go ahead and put my screws in, my self-tapping sheet metal screws, into the wall and re-secure it. So I'm going to put butyl tape where all those are going to be as well. Now we're going to put the box back up on the wall. I'm just going to get my screws started here in my pilot holes so that I don't have to hold them. Let me go back and make sure that that looks straight. The cool thing about these gas instant hot water heaters is that the gas doesn't go until you turn the water on. See it? Click in, turn on, nice and hot.
All right, guys, so we are out here on the beach doing some camping. As you know, we put in that new pump. Now we're actually going to see it working, and I am so excited because if you remember when we did our DIY video of the pump before, you got to see that the shower was a bit of a rigmarole to get it all to work. Now the new pump is fantastic. Let's show you.
Okay, so we had to do some on-the-spot engineering, and we took a tent stake and actually taped it to the hose because the hose wants to curve up and not stay in the bottom of the water. So this is going to help it stay into the actual bottom of the water. So we're good on that. So to power anything out here on the beach, obviously you've got to have your generator to run it. So we are going to fire up the generator. Now that we got that going, you can hear the pump actually, well, everything's kicking on already here. All right, didn't have my stuff hooked up. All right, so you can see it all kicked on right away. Here's the best part. I shut this off, this pump shuts off. Now, I would like to continue to spray this, but I have limited water, so I'm not going to use up all my water, but this is awesome. All right, one more time, here we go. And every time I turn it on, that's when the gas kicks on. And the hot water comes out.
And then you can simply shut it off, and we don't have to stand there and do the whole thing where we have to unplug and plug back in, and somebody has to be there and we say, shut it off, turn it on, shut it off, turn it on. Now we can just shower normally. Good job, Kevin. Woohoo! So the pump works perfectly, and we are ready for enjoying some hot showers in the cargo trailer. So for more how-to videos like this, you can click on the video on the screen, or you can go to our channel and click on one of our playlists.
Also, if you found value in this video, go ahead and hit that like button and also subscribe to the channel. It really helps us out.
Again, to see any of the tools that we use, items that we use, things like that, you can go to our website at www.befreebenson.com, and just in case you forget that address, you can find it in the description below.
Yeah. Remember, doing things yourself, hanging out in exotic locations with the rescue wagon allows you to be free.
See you in the next video.